How's it going, YouTube? This is Kumo. This video is going to be something different, something random. I just felt like talking about myself today, and we're just going to get right into this video. It is 40 deep questions that you're going to ask to really get to know someone. And I'm not going to be asking someone, I'm going to be answering these questions. So let's get into it. I didn't read through all the questions, so I'm not sure what I'm about to answer, but I'm gonna do it truthfully, and you can get to know me a little bit. Alright, first question. What's your philosophy in life? This is a very hard question for me because I believe that there is not one single answer to sum up your whole life. But I would say a really important piece of philosophy for me is to stay present, to be in the moment. Time is an illusion that we have created to help us organize, like in the future, will help us organize future dates. 7 a.m. I'm going to be waking up for work, and then I'm going to go to work at 8 a.m. and so it's an illusion because only the present exists, and the past is another illusion. Yesterday I ate food, that's a fact, but yesterday is not right now. The only thing that is the moment. And so staying in the moment and living your life in the moment instead of living in the past or thinking about the future is going to be the best philosophy that I believe for myself. Second question, what's the one thing you would like to change about yourself? The one thing. I don't like to restrict myself. So one thing is very difficult to answer. I would say I'm very formulative. I'm very systematic. I want to be more spontaneous and able to adapt. So maybe adaptability, to be more adaptable to life and whatever the moment throws at you. So that's one thing I need to work on, is my adaptability. Are you religious or spiritual? I would say that I am spiritual. Not that I don't believe in a God. It's very difficult to explain, and I don't want to get into this in this video. But I believe in passion, the energy that pushes you to do good in life. I'm not talking about meditation. I believe that you should just be wrapped, R-A-P-T, kind of absorbed into the moment, because every moment is unique and it will never happen again. So it's gonna get pretty deep in all these questions, but I would say I'm spiritual. If you would like to put that label on me, then I would be spiritual if I had to choose one of the two. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert? I like to have my own privacy and my own free time, but I do really enjoy hanging out with people, especially my good friends, but I also really enjoy learning about new people, talking to people, random people I either work with or customers that come in. I love to talk to people and get to know a little bit about them in the short period of time that I have with them. But I'd say It's difficult to. I don't like putting labels on myself, but if I had to, if I had to choose between these two, which I don't have to, but I am going to, I am going to choose. I am actually an introvert trying to be both extroverted and introverted, if that makes any sense. I want to be both. I don't want to be restricted to one area of my life. But I'm going to claim that I'm an introvert. Question 5. What parent are you closer to and why? Don't take this wrong, mom or dad, but I'm going to claim that I'm closer to my mom because just the interactions that we have are more personal. We take the time to enjoy each other's presence and to talk to each other. My dad is a very busy man. He works, I would say, odd hours. He works really early in the morning, and so when he gets home, I'm leaving for work, and then he has to go to sleep really early so he can wake up in the morning. But I'm going to say that I'm closer to my mom. But I love both my parents equally in their own different ways. But I look almost identical to my dad. If I had a goatee and some glasses right now, then I would be my dad at the age that I am right now. I look like my dad. 6. What was the best phase of your life? I cannot claim to know what the best phase is now because I have not lived through my whole life. And when I have lived through my whole life, I will be dead and I won't be able to tell you what my best phase is. I can't claim what the best phase is. I can only tell you a really good phase. And I'm going to say right now. There was a certain point in my life when I started to rethink my life and wanted to become better as a person, increase my knowledge, increase my physical abilities through exercise. And I'm going to say I have progressed, and every day I'm progressing. So I'd say this is the latest point in time. So today is the best phase of my life, if you want to call it. What was the worst phase of your life? This can get kind of tricky because people, when they think of worst, they think of, oh, what is the saddest, most emotional, frustrating time of your life. And I would say the most frustrating time for me was actually very useful, that I learned a lot of stuff. When you take time to reflect on those bad times, you can learn a lot about yourself rather than happy times, because in the happy times you're kind of like not thinking, you're just living. But through the sad times and the sorrow, you can reflect and learn more about yourself, which is not, so I can't say what the best or worst phases of my life, but I guess if you want to put it, I guess the most youngest point of my consciousness, like 2 or 3, whenever I became conscious or able to realize that I was alive, was probably the worst part, because I was the dumbest and stuff like that. If you want an answer for that one. So we're at 8. What you're doing now what you always wanted to do growing up? I'm gonna say the first thing I really wanted to do when I was little, when I grew up, was to be Spider-Man. But I figured that now that that's very hard to do. I'm trying to get close to it through exercise and through increasing my knowledge. I'm more of a a little a little bit higher than Peter Parker, but I'm not Spider-Man yet. Until I can get bit by a radioactive spider, then I can achieve my goal of doing what I want to do. That would be pretty cool, being Spider-Man. That would be really cool. Number 9. What makes you feel accomplished? To me, accomplishment is doing what I set out to do and doing it successfully. It can be any number of things. A small accomplishment, a big accomplishment. Just the feeling that I either progressed or that I helped someone to progress in their life. And it could be a bad experience but progression is what I like in life. Anything that is functional is going to make me feel accomplished. If I did something that helped someone or something, then that is what I call accomplishment. What's your favorite book / movie of all time, and why did it speak so much to you? I'm not a very big reader, but I'm trying to read more and more. When I was a little kid, I actually did not like reading because I was embarrassed to read out loud because I could not pronunciate words and sound them out. But now I've grown older, I can pronounce and I am comfortable reading out loud. I'm going to pick a movie, and my favorite movie has got to be, at the moment, ever since I've seen Good Will Hunting, I've really enjoyed that movie. Something about the characters seems so real, and Matt Damon's character, I see a little bit of myself in this character that I'm not gonna call myself, like in the movie he has no purpose, he doesn't know what he wants to do, but I feel sort of robotic sometimes, and he wasn't so much robotic, but it just feels like I feel like a fish out of water sometimes, and he wasn't a fish out of water, but it's hard to explain in this video since the question is very short and I have 40 more questions, or 40 questions to go through. I'm only in the 10th question. It's already 13 minutes long. What was the question? Favorite movie? I like Good Will Hunting. The acting is awesome. Robin Williams is great in that movie. Matt Damon, Minnie Driver was my Hollywood crush. She still is my Hollywood crush, and just because of how dorky she is, but it might lead into a different question, but Minnie Driver is my Hollywood crush, and that's the ideal type of girl that I'm looking for. Someone who's kind of dorky, smart, and fun like that. Number 11. What is a deal breaker for you? A deal breaker. One of the biggest ones is going to be smoking or drinking. Anything that has to do with harming your body, not progressing your body physically or mentally, is going to be a deal breaker for me. It's going to sound weird, but I've never ingested alcohol. I've never smoked or did drugs. It's just something that doesn't interest me. The other week I almost went drinking with a friend, but I decided not to, and it's really not that interesting to me. Number 12. Are you more into looks or brains? Brains, hands down. Looks are going to fade. Brains are going to fade too, but brains are going to be a lot more functional than looks. Looks are just something that we like visually based on previous persons and experiences. Um, so you can look and basically train yourself to like any look, if that makes any sense. 13. Would you ever take back someone who cheated? No. Cheating, lying, anything like that is a no. That's a deal breaker for me. But no way would I take back anyone who cheated or lied. There are plenty fish in the sea. I don't see it like that, but there are a lot of other people who will appreciate and use your time wisely instead of wasting your time. 14. How do you feel about sharing your password with your partner? I'm not sure which password they're talking about. Computer password, phone password. If this person is my partner, then they're going to be really... I'm going to trust them. So giving them a password, I'm going to trust that they are going to not, I don't know, a Netflix password, just watch a bunch of dumb Netflix movies, or my phone password or key, what is that, pattern thing. They're not going to just do dumb Facebook posts about how oh, I'm Jesse, I'm stupid. But if they're your partner, I would think you would have a lot of trust in them, or at least I hope you would. But I would feel comfortable sharing my password or passwords with them. 15. We're already at 17 minutes. That's crazy. When do you think a person is ready for marriage? That really depends on the person. You really can't say, "Oh, I'm ready for marriage." There is no marriage threshold that you have to reach to be ready. You're never ready. But then again, who is ever ready? I say you're ready when you're ready. When you feel that you're ready to get married, that you financially are stable, that you can trust this person, they trust you, and you've talked about it, your feelings for each other, then that is when you're ready to get married, in my eyes. But you can make a whole video about when someone's ready to be married. What kind of parent do you think you will be? My sister always says that I'm gonna be a really goofy, very fun father. But I'm not too sure what type of father I'm going to be. I feel like I'm going to be a very strict father. But I've also learned that you have to allow people to learn from their mistakes, so they have to make their mistakes. So you have to give them a certain amount of freedom so that they can learn from their experiences. If you always keep someone caged up, they're going to always be looking for when the door is slightly cracked so they can run out and experience the world. And most of the time, they just go crazy. So you have to allow certain freedoms so they can learn to experience life. But I'm going to promote fitness and health in my children, teach them how to remain healthy and allow them to choose for themselves, that is for sure. 17. What would you do if your parents didn't like your partner? That's not their choice, okay? If they don't like your partner, if your parents don't like your partner, that's not their choice. It is your life. You can do whatever you want. You are going to have to deal with the consequences, though, if that means not talking to your parents, or if it's just a very rough relationship because your partner is not okay with your parents, or your parents aren't okay with your partner. You have to deal with that. Is it worth the outcome to you? And if you really truly love this person, then obviously yes, it's going to be worth the outcome. If it's not worth it to them, then they're not you're not worth it to them. But I'd say it doesn't matter what my parents think. If I really love someone, then I'm going to be with them if they would allow me to be with them. But that's a different story. All right, 18. Who is that person that you can talk to just about anything? I'm not going to mention her by name, but I'm going to just tell a nickname of this person. So Nard Dog is her nickname, and I can pretty much talk to her about anything, and she is not judgmental or whatsoever. So that is really cool that someone is not going to judge you. You can just talk and talk and talk, and they'll listen and offer you some advice. Okay, 19. Do you usually stay friends with your exes? And I don't know, I'm not friends with any of my exes, but that is their choice. And it's up to you if they're mature enough to talk to you and to interact with you without ill intentions. Then I would say yes, it's just another person. But most people cannot let go of the past, and they will ruminate and continue to think about the past, and that might bring up negative feelings or negative just experiences. So maybe it's not always the best thing for you to be friends with your ex. Have you lost someone close to you? Have you ever lost someone close to you? Yes, I have. Not like, the question is kind of vague, so it's not talking about death, but I guess it's implying death. But then there's also just like friends that you just lose along the way because of different situations. But I'm gonna go with my cousin Bianca. She passed away a few years ago, and she was at one point in time one of my favorite cousins. Really fun, really energetic. She lived in California, so unfortunately I did not get to spend as much time with this person as I would hope to. But it's okay, because she always lived a life like it was her last day on this earth. So it is okay. Death is a natural part of life. I'm kind of quoting Yoda, but it's true. You kind of have to learn to let go and enjoy your life now. If you continue to think about negative thoughts, then you're constantly going to be feeling bad. It's not good. So you have to celebrate their life and continue to celebrate their life when you remember the past. 21. If you are in a bad mood, do you prefer to be left alone or have someone cheer you up? It depends on the bad mood. It depends on who is trying to cheer me up. But I'd say for the most part, probably being left alone, because I can have a short temper. I don't usually reach that threshold of just anger and a bad mood, but when I do, I'm usually suppressing how bad the mood is. So it's kind of scary if you're ever around me when I'm in a bad mood, but it takes a lot to put me in a bad mood, because I'm constantly reframing my thought process and trying to stay positive and not be in a bad mood. What's an ideal weekend for you? I don't know. I don't like to think about this random questions, but an ideal weekend is probably hanging out with friends, really good friends, and exercising, getting what I need to get done, such as uploading YouTube videos, spending time with friends and family. I think I said that friends already. Being productive and spending quality time with people is how I envision an ideal weekend. What do you think of best friends of the opposite sex? This question is very vague. I have two. Well, you can't have multiple best friends, but I have three of my really good friends are girls and one's a dude. But it's hard to explain. The energy of these people are so great that you don't categorize them and judge them based off their gender. Their energy is just really high and powerful that it doesn't matter if they were a girl or a boy, the energy would be the same, and it doesn't matter. Best friends are best friends no matter what. It doesn't matter if they have 6 toes, if they're a girl, if they're a boy, their favorite color is red, their favorite color is yellow, they like Batman, not Spider-Man. They're your best friend, and you're going to accept them how they are. Do you judge a book by its cover? I would say instinctively, naturally, that I do judge a book by its cover, but I realize that not everything, every book, every person, not everyone's the same. Not every book is different. It's the same copy of the book. But anyways, it's never good to judge a book by its cover. You have to experience the book, the person. I don't know if it's trying to be a metaphor or not, but you have to experience this thing for yourself, to judge for yourself, see if it's good. Are you confrontational? I would say no. I rather get stepped on than to fight back, unless it's something I truly believe in and that's worth my time for fighting for, worth my time and energy fighting for. I would say no, but I do believe in you have to stand up for yourself and fight for what you believe in. When was the last time you broke someone's heart? I don't know. I could have broke someone's heart today. I don't know. I would say my previous girlfriend, which is actually, I haven't had a girlfriend and it's been about 3 years. I'm a very cautious person now when it comes to who I hang out with and who I spend my time with. Using the word friend is I use it very carefully. It's almost become a sacred word because I can be friendly to people, friendly to someone, and it doesn't mean that I'm their friend. We could just be acquaintances, and that's my personality to be friendly. I forgot where I was going with that, but it's been about 3 years since I probably broke someone's heart. Would you relocate for love? The idea of love is caring for someone more than you do yourself. There was a definition that I looked up, and this was like 7 years ago. I still remember it. Love is when you would physically reach into your chest and give your heart to someone. Not metaphorically, physically. You're willing to die for this person because you care for that person that much. But yes, if you're willing to die for this person, then you should be willing to relocate for this person. Do you ever write a journal? Did you ever write a journal? I actually have multiple journals. I probably have 1, 2, 3. I think I have 4 or 5 journals going on right now. And they're supposed to be kind of organized for sections of my life, but they're not. They kind of get mixed up now, and so I'm thinking about just converging into like 1 or 2, maybe 3 journals. But yeah, I do keep journals. I currently keep journals too. What are you most thankful for? I'm thankful for living, the opportunity that I have received. I don't know if I've been given, but I've received. Given means that someone or something purposely handed something to you, but I've received something. Could be out of thin air. I don't know. But living, just enjoying living the moment is what I'm thankful for. Do you believe in second chances? I believe that people make mistakes, and that, but also that it's very difficult for someone to change. So if it was truly a mistake, then you should give them a second chance. But if this person is constantly doing something that you disapprove, or that's a deal breaker to you, that there shouldn't be a second chance. There's far too many people to get stuck on just one person. If this is not the right person for you, keep looking for this person. 31. What's the one thing that people always misunderstand about you? Let's see. Some people think that I am very cocky, and it's not the case. I try to be humble, and I'm actually can be shy at certain points in my life. But one of my bosses in my previous jobs thought I was the most cockiest person in the world, and she didn't realize that I was joking half of the time. Most of the time I was joking. I don't like to show off unless someone is purposely trying to put me down, and you kind of have to. You don't have to, but it's fun sometimes to show them that you have such an ability or something that they do not, and to kind of like stop them from interfering with your life and stuff like that. So people most of the time think, not most, sometimes think I'm cocky. Some people can't guess my ethnicity, and if you want to take a guess and see, list in the comments below what you think. What ethnicity am I? Take a guess. Let's see who gets it right. What's your idea of a perfect vacation? Vacation is a. When I think of vacation, I think of taking time off of something to rest. But I don't like I don't like staying away from progression for too long. I believe that resting periods are necessary for continuous steady progress. But vacation, at least to me, has a negative connotation. I think of something bad. I think of spending money or going to Disneyland, or doing something that is not going to necessarily help me. So I'm not going to say I have a perfect vacation. I think just physically and mentally resting is a vacation enough for me. What did your past relationship teach you? So 3 years ago, that relationship taught me that that person was not the right person for me, and that maybe I wasn't ready to date someone at the time. Maybe that I was still a little bit too selfish to really be in a relationship at that time. I'm gonna go with selfishness. Slightly, I used to be selfish, more like a greater degree when I was younger, 3 years ago. What are your thoughts on online dating or Tinder? So let's just go with online dating. I believe that it is another opportunity for people to meet. Maybe you will never let's just say your circle is small and you go to Fry's, you go to work, and then like you go to a bar or something like that, and that's your circle. Well, those 5 places, maybe you will never have the opportunity to meet a really great person that really catches your attention or inspires you. So I think that online dating is an opportunity for you to meet new people, and it kind of gives you a different, just a different way of meeting new people. But you have to be careful because some people like to be very secretive and cryptic and will lie and stuff like that. So you have to be very careful with online dating and stuff like that. And I personally have used a couple online dating apps, but it just seems I'm too picky. It's very hard to find someone with a high degree of matching. Someone that matches me is very difficult, just because I'm unique. I'm a unique person. I don't like to brag or boast about that. It's just something that people will tell me. The girls in my past that I've dated and talked to will say that I'm a very unique person. Everyone is unique, but maybe it's just someone that they don't usually meet. I'm just different in different ways. But yeah, online dating, it's an opportunity. It's for people to meet, but you have to be very cautious. What's on your bucket list this year? I recently got a new computer, so utilizing my computer for YouTube and for different things. I want to get into animation. I've always wanted to do animation, so I wanted to be Spider-Man first. Then I wanted to be a paleontologist. After that, I wanted to be like an animator or a comic book writer. So maybe getting into a more creative side. When I went into college, I started studying engineering. I was doing a lot of high math, a lot of higher chemistry, and all that biology. And it just wasn't my type. I am a more creative person than I am. I used to be a lot more creative. I used to draw all the time, and I would skip my recesses for many years. I would just skip my recesses. I would just draw instead of exercising, which now I'm the total opposite. Like, I would skip drawing for exercising, but I believe you need that way of expressing yourself. But getting into animation is what I want to do this year. When have you ever felt your biggest adrenaline rush? I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I don't like it. It's good to like the feeling is different and good, but my biggest adrenaline rush is just like when you decide to do something new that you have not done ever, and the feeling that you get when you do something new, you're just like, whoa, like what did I just do? Like, did I really do that? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big like risk taker when it comes to like skydiving or bungee cord jumping. That's too extreme for me. There's so much that can happen on the way down that it's not funny. It's scary. So I'm not a big adrenaline junkie. What is the biggest adrenaline rush that you have had? I've met people who've skydived. The biggest thing I've probably done is whitewater rafting, and that was a long time ago. This was probably like 9 or 10 years ago. I'm guessing that was that long ago. Um, what is the craziest thing you've ever done, and would you do it again? The craziest thing I've probably done, which I really haven't told too many people, but it's not like it's a bad thing. Um, Me and my friends were playing strip tennis, so every time you would miss the ball, you would have to remove a layer of clothing, and we got down to our boxers, and that was probably the craziest thing I've done. Um, that whole day was just kind of crazy. We were just running around our high school, exercising, sit ups, playing tennis. We were doing like the wheelbarrow exercise where you would hold someone's feet and they're like kind of crawling. So it was just kind of fun and different. I'm not really the type of person to do that stuff, but friends, you always act differently when you're around different people. If a genie granted you 3 wishes right now, what would you wish for? If genies did exist and I got 3 wishes, I would probably wish for um it's very difficult because every time I think of wishes I think of obtaining some type of superpower, and it's pretty selfish to think just about yourself, but I don't know. I don't know because if I were to get some type of ability that I've never had before, it would change me in a way. So let's just use super strength for an example. If I gained super strength and I was just super strong, then I would probably get a big head and like think really highly of myself, and oh, like I can beat anyone up. So I want the ability to instantly, that would be cool, instantly heal. So if you receive a very bad injury or damage, your body would just be instantly heal like if it never happened. So instant, like Wolverine style accelerated healing. I would want probably the ability to control my body, just manipulate everything, know how it worked, all the hormones that went through my body, able to manipulate glands, to kind of have full control over my body, and the ability to read minds, so I can know what people are thinking and to be a more adaptive learner and friend and teacher. If you know what someone's thinking, then you can help them out. But it's very invasive, and I don't know how that would work if you just were able to help someone perfectly. They would be really scared, and their secrets would not be safe, and people would, if they found out that you had the ability to do this, they would probably try to capture you so they could use you. But think positive here. Think positive. So 3 wishes would be instant healing, super strength, and probably the ability to read minds. What is your biggest regret in life? I try not to have regrets in life. Biggest regret. Biggest regret. Probably not being as expressive. When I was younger, I was afraid to be expressive and I was a follower when I was younger. Now I've become a leader in a sense. I like to do things my way, not like the total opposite way or some way that's never been done before, but that feels good to me. So the biggest regret in life is not being as expressive, and that was my keyboard. So what do you think about when you are by yourself? My mind just goes crazy. Well, not even when I'm by myself. It's like all the time. I'm just constantly thinking and thinking and thinking, and my mind just goes all over the place, thinking very hypothetical situations and trying to just absorb everything that I can. And it's very difficult to focus sometimes when I'm just like thinking and thinking and I'm just everywhere when I have to like pinpoint. I'm learning how to focus on something and pinpoint my mental energy, but when I'm by myself, I try to think about positive progression and bettering myself. That's what I'm concentrating on. I'm making an effort, a voluntary effort to better myself. This is a very long video, and I just wanted to kind of talk and let you guys get to know a little bit about me. If you liked the video, if you thought it was interesting, dislike the video if you thought it was too long, you never want to see a video like this ever again. But if you like a random video like this every once in a while, maybe I'll just sit here and talk for 50 minutes and 40 questions, 50 minutes. It took more than a minute per question. Some questions were less, some were obviously a lot more. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video, and hopefully you learned something about me. And if you want, do a video about yourself and I'll be willing to watch it and see what type of person. I'll put a link of the website that I got these questions from in the description if you want to do the same video as me, but it's up to you. You choose what you want to do in life, and hopefully you learn something new about me if you want to. If you didn't want to, then I don't know why you're watching this video. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching.